What's happening everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can utilize getServerSideProps, getStaticProps, and getStaticPaths in Next.js. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Now, in order to demonstrate how getServerSideProps, getStaticProps work in Next.js, I will be showing you guys different methods you can utilize to render your Next.js apps in browser. Number one method that we'll be looking at is called client-side rendered app. So typical way to do client-side rendering is you will fetch your data inside a use effect, and then once you get the data, you will set the state, and based on the state change, you will render the data on the screen. Let me switch to the code editor. Now here I have a state variable called customers and set customer as a setter for that variable, and then I have use effect, and in the use effect I'm making call to the API to basically fetch all the customers, and then once I get the data, I'm setting the state using set customers. Now inside the component, I'm just looping through the customers state variable and rendering the names on the screen. When you deploy such page, what Next.js will do is bundle all your code into a JS file, and whenever someone make a request to your web server, or your web server will send the JavaScript file, and in this case it'll be pretty small, but let's say you have a huge app, the size of the JavaScript file will be huge as well. So Next.js will send that JavaScript file to the browser, and then browser is responsible for running that JavaScript, which will result in your app getting rendered on the browser. The number one benefit that I can think of client-side rendering is it feels pretty fast after the initial load, because browser has to download that huge JavaScript file in order to render views. But after that JS file is loaded, all other views are handled by JavaScript. So the interaction moving between different pages feels a lot faster. But there are a bunch of drawbacks to this client-side rendering method. Number one is it's pretty bad for SEO. Let me demonstrate that. So for example, this page is client-side rendered. Now if I go to the page source, now as you can see, even though we have customer names displayed on the page, they are not present in the page view. The reason for that is we are rendering these using JavaScript. That's why you do not see it in the page source. When Google crawls your site, this is the content that they'll be seeing. And because customer names are not there, Google won't be able to crawl this page properly. In typical client-side rendered app, the biggest drawback is it's pretty bad for SEO. And the drawback number two is, let's say if your API is pretty slow, customer will not see anything on the screen till the API returns the data. That is another drawback. You can display a loading screen or something, but till the API returns the data, there will be nothing on the screen. Now this is what the typical client-side rendered Next.js app looks like. Now that you have an idea of what a client-side rendered app looks like, let's go ahead and look into how you can render this app on the server side in Next.js using getServerSideProps. Now let's look at what the server-side rendered Next.js app looks like. Now as you can see, there is not much changed here, but this page is now rendered on the server side. Now how you can render your Next.js app server side? In any of the pages inside your Next.js app, if you export a function called getServerSideProps, this will basically tell Next.js to render this page on every request on the server side. So we are exporting getServerSideProps here, and then inside that getServerSideProp, I am making a call to the same API to get list of customers. Now once I get the data, I have to return an object which contains a props property. This is a standard for Next.js. Your data returned from getServerSideProps has to be in the exact same format. Now inside props, I can add any key value pairs that I want to pass to the component during the server-side rendering process. Now here I have added a customer property inside props. Now this customer property will get passed to the component. So if we go to the component, as you can see, I am accessing that customer property using props, and then just looping through that customer property and displaying the names on the screen. Similarly, how we were doing it inside client side. But the difference here is, instead of rendering this in the browser, we will render the whole page. We will fetch the data and render all the names on the server side, and then basically ship the whole page to the browser. Now the number one benefit of server-side rendered app is it's really good for SEO. So for example, if we see the page source now, Now, as you can see, all our customer names are present in the page source. Now, whenever Google crawls this page, it'll know it can read through the content because the content is in page source. So it helps with the SEO. Now, benefit number 2 for server-side rendered Next.js app is because in this scenario, browser does not have to download a huge JavaScript file to render views, and our page is already rendered on the server. The initial load time will be a lot faster. Now, these are two of the top benefits of server-side rendered apps. Now, one con for the server-side rendered app is if the API is slow, your request to the server to get this page will be a lot slower. So for example, let me demonstrate that using a fake delay basically. So here I'm basically adding a delay of 4 seconds. So to demonstrate how a slow API will make this page slow. Let me come back to the browser. I'll copy this URL and paste it in the new tab and hit enter. Now, as you can see, it's taking a while to load because we added that delay in the API call. Now, let's say your API call takes a while to return the data. User will not see anything on the screen. This is one of the major drawbacks. So if you are utilizing server-side rendering in Next.js using getServerSideProps, if you are using any API to fetch the data, you need to make sure that API returns the data pretty fast. Now, this is pretty much it on how you can server-side render your Next.js app. Now, few things to keep in mind is you can only export this function getServerSideProps at page level. You cannot export this at a component level. Next.js will throw an error because Next.js needs to render the page as whole and not a specific component on the server side. This function can only be exported from a page and not a component. This is one of the main key things to keep in mind. Now let's move on to how you can render your Next.js app statically during build time. So this is what a typical Next.js statically rendered app looks like. As you can see, it's not that much different from server side and client side rendered Next.js apps, but it has the ability to give you the best of both worlds. So the way to statically render Next.js app is, now I have a file called customer-static. Now in order to tell Next.js to render a specific page statically, you have to export a function called getStaticProps from that page. So I'm exporting getStaticProps from this file, and the rest of the stuff is pretty much similar to server-side rendering. We are making a call to the API, and then once we get the data, we return an object that has a props property that has a customer property which contains the data. Now inside your component, you will have access to this customer property, and you can use that to render data on the screen. Now let me clear the console. Now if I hit npm run build, what Next.js will do is during build time, Next.js will basically come to this page and see, okay, we have exported getServerSideProps. So it will statically render that page during build time. It will make call to this API, get the data, pass data to the component, and then build the whole HTML for this page, then keep it on the server side. And whenever client makes request to this page, Next.js will have that HTML ready and will just ship it to the browser in. Now let me start Next.js in production mode. So I'll run npm run start. Now this is a statically rendered page. Now if we see the page source, as you can see, similar to server side rendered page, we also have all the data here. Now this is also good for SEO, and it's this statically rendered pages in Next.js are pretty fast as well, because the HTML page is ready to be shipped to client because Next.js built it at the build time. But there are few problems with the statically rendered pages. Let me open up the other two rendered pages as well. So the number one is client, number two is server. Now in a scenario, let's say a data updates, there is another customer in the list. Now if the app is server side rendered, it will actively make call to the API during server side rendering, so your page will get the updated data. And similar goes for client side app as well. But for statically rendered page, remember this HTML for this page was rendered during build time, so we are not really making call to the API to get the latest data, so this page will not have the latest data. Now let me demonstrate that. So I have a customer here with my name on it, and currently it's in draft mode. So let me publish that. Now this customer is live. So let me go to server side rendered first. If I refresh the page, as you can see, the data appeared. Let me go to the client side, refresh, the data is there as well. Now if I go to statically rendered and I refresh, as you can see, it's not getting the latest data because this page was built at the build time and the HTML is not making any call to the API. In order to fix that, Next.js gives you an option to pass a property called revalidate, which is basically telling Next.js to refetch the data and re-render the statically rendered page after a certain time. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'll do here is inside customer-static page and inside getStaticProps function, along with props property, I will add another property called revalidate and give it a number, let's say 1. This is basically telling Next.js to refetch and re-render this page every 1 second, but on the server side. So let me save this and build it and run this in production mode. Let me go ahead and first unpublish this customer again. If I go to server side rendered, okay, data is not there. Nice. Okay, as you can see, data is not there. Let me go ahead and publish the page again. Now if I come to this statically rendered page, I hit enter, the data is not there. But if I hit enter for the next time, as you can see, Next.js will basically re-render the page again after the initial call after 1 second. So in this scenario, you get best of both worlds. You have your page rendered really fast, but on the server side and with the updated data. Now this is pretty much it for statically rendered apps. So I have demonstrated how you can use getServerSideProps and getStaticProps. Now let's move forward to getStaticPaths. Now, as you can see, I have a list of customers displayed on the screen, but let's say I want to add a customer details page that will be different for every customer, and I want to statically render those pages as well. This is where getStaticPaths comes in handy. So using getStaticPaths, you can generate a bunch of pages for every customer statically during build time. So in order to do that, let's go back to the editor. Now, in order to tell Next.js that certain page will be generated dynamically, you have to add it between the square brackets and id.js. Now this id is not something that comes from Next.js. You can call it id, you can call it slug, whatever you like. Now if we go inside this page, as you can see, I am exporting a function called getStaticPaths. Now getStaticPaths is basically telling Next.js that this page template will be generated by bunch of dynamic pages, and we will generate all those dynamic pages during build time. Inside getStaticPaths, we are making call to the API to get all the customers, and we are looping through all the customers and returning an array of all the customer IDs and then returning those customer IDs here. Now what Next.js will do is during build time, Next.js will basically loop through all these paths, and for each of those paths, Next.js will run this function called getStaticProps. Now one thing to keep in mind, getStaticProps and getStaticPaths, they both work together. You can use getStaticProps without getStaticPaths. Whenever you're using getStaticPaths, you have to use getStaticProps to fetch the data for that specific path. So what Next.js will do is Next.js will loop through every path that we are returning, and then inside getStaticProps that we are exporting here, we have access to that ID of that customer that we are passing here. So I can make a call to the API to get data for that specific customer, or let's say if you don't have that API, you can fetch all the customers and then loop through those customers to find a customer with this ID. And then once we have that accurate data, we can pass that data similar to how we did it before when we were statically rendering pages or server rendering pages. We return an object that has props, and that props has a property called customer. Now this customer gets passed to this component, as you can see here, and this component will basically render the customer name and the email. Now if I go back to the page, as you can see, I have all these links here, get more details. Now get more details will basically go to customer/1. Now this /1 is the statically rendered page by Next.js using getStaticPaths and getStaticProps. Now we have covered pretty much all different rendering methods that you can use in Next.js app. I demonstrated how you can render your app on the client side, on the server side, or statically, how you can generate dynamic pages using Next.js. I hope this video brought value to you as a developer, and it will help you in enhancing your knowledge of Next.js framework. I hope this video brought value to you as a developer and helped you in getting more knowledge of the Next.js framework. If you liked the video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.